Wait, guys. I'm gonna put my mom on the phone. She just called.
Okay.
Wait, your mom can be the guest.
Hey, Mom.
Hi, honey.
I'm currently on a podcast. You're talking to 66 people.
Okay, I was going to tell you I love you and I got a sinus infection, so I don't feel like talking.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Love you too.
Okay.
Bye, honey.
Why did she just call to tell me she has a sinus infection?
Oh. Well.
My mom's amazing at she doesn't know how to text message, so she just calls for texts.
Does she call and go LOL and hang up?
No. That would be great. I don't know if she knows what LOL is.
Lots of love.
Well, she doesn't know what laughter is?
Oh, Nolan's calling me. Okay. Hi, Nolan. I'm on a podcast right now.
Yeah, hey Izzy, I just wanted to let you know I have chronic depression. That's all.
That's good, buddy.
Yeah, I gotta go. I'm on a podcast right now.
All right. See you, buddy.
All right, bye-bye.
Hi. Good luck.
We're just that's it, everybody. That's the episode. Thanks for coming.
Boys and girls of every age, wouldn't you like to see something strange?
Come with us and you will see.
This our town of Halloween. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Pumpkins scream in the dead of night. This is Halloween. Everybody make a scene. Trick or treat till the neighbors die outright.
That was very good. I'm proud of you.
It's the Pizza Party Podcast. I'm Pan Pizza. Who are you people?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Halloween?
It's Halloween also. Yes.
Spooky time podcast.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm really scared right now.
Really?
I'm really scared because it's Halloween, and I think there's gonna be some spooky stuff going on. Like one of us will die. Like last year's Halloween
Oh, is this
episode.
like the Treehouse of Horror pizza party?
It can be if you want. Like I died last time, so
yeah.
This is too spoopy 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's not canon.
We could do like a parody of what are the kids into?
Riverdale.
Oh yeah, we'll do spooky Riverdale. Oh wait, that's Sabrina. Never mind.
Oh man, topical.
Thank you.
Topical indeed. Yes.
I would watch Sabrina, but I watched the Mad Men, and it was it's weird. I'm like, whoa, she progressed from little girl on show to teenage girl. I don't know. I guess that's okay. These are my own issues. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But she's a teenage witch always.
More like a teenage bitch.
Rude.
I'm actually wearing a shirt that says "Witches would be crazy."
Oh, that's funny. I like
witches be crazy.
I don't know. Does anyone know if that Sabrina's good or? I don't know.
I'm watching it tomorrow.
What is that girl? But it's the comic. It's not the sitcom. So.
Well, isn't it supposed to be in the Riverdale world?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but you know how that CW rejected Sabrina. Do you know? Have I told you the story or?
No, please, Daddy. Shit.
Whoa.
Okay, so this is
Keep it in your pants.
This is the true story all about how this CW picked the wrong witch show. So they wanted to do a reboot of Charmed, and then but Riverdale's blowing up, and the Riverdale people are like, hey, what if we do a Sabrina, and then we can do crossovers like the DC CW shows do. And they were like, well, we can only have one teen witch show, and we're gonna go with Charmed. And I'm like, looking at it right now, is I think that was a bad choice, guys. Charmed,
yeah.
I don't hear anyone talking about that reboot. Whereas Sabrina's sort of everywhere right now. So,
well, it's also got that Netflix advertising budget.
No, that's true. But there were CW shows that even when Nolan and I were at New York Comic Con, I heard way more people talking about Sabrina or the Flash or other CW or the Flash or Arrow or something. And Charmed isn't the franchise that people are really into enough to see it come back,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think the entire advertisement budget for Sabrina came from them canceling every other show from Netflix.
From my understanding, a lot of that is Netflix.
I was joking.
Oh, sorry.
No, I did not legitimately think that they canceled a bunch of shows.
No, sorry. I was gonna answer why they've been canceling.
No, please, no, that's educational.
Oh, so why they're canceling everything is basically, and this isn't just streaming service, this is every network. Networks like to own their own shows, but they still pick up shows that are owned by different production companies and different studios. So like Warner Brothers made Friends, but Friends aired on NBC, and NBC owns a part of Friends, but they don't own all of Friends. But if NBC made a show, I don't know which show, but if they have a show that they completely make, they own all of it. So they get all the monies from it. Same with a Netflix show. So like American Vandal was owned, I think, by like CBS or Warner Brothers, I forget which. And then Luke Cage and Iron Fist are part Disney. So they want to just make things in-house completely so that they don't have to share profits. And like American Vandal might have been on Netflix in America, but I don't know where it's distributed elsewhere. But let's say like they had it play on actual TV in Canada or something. It probably didn't. But so that Netflix might not make as much money off that Canadian deal or something like that. So they just want to own these things outright so they can make as much as they can.
Of course.
Especially now that the Warner streaming service is going to come and the Disney streaming service are both going to be out probably in about 13 months. So they want to be able to be making as much as they can because they're scared shitless that like they're going to fall
Plus, also,
apart.
they're going to have that competition with OAXs. Like,
Oh no.
Izzy, that was brutal and uncalled for. Butch is gonna
Is that
cry.
still happening?
Butch is listening right now like, oh, I've had a rough Sunday. I'll just put on the Pizza Party podcast. It was so nice to me.
Ooh.
Didn't he? Wait, Pan, didn't he like unsubscribe to you after a certain podcast we talked
Forever ago, I think after Dougal or some review. It don't matter.
about? Yeah.
I mean,
What a
he
drama
hates
queen.
criticism from everyone. Well, unless you actually made a cartoon, you're not allowed to criticize his work.
Mhm.
Oh, so I can criticize him. Cool.
Shit.
Yeah,
Oh shit,
that's
Jim,
right.
you got the
That's
power.
right. Jim technically did make a cartoon.
call him out,
Yay.
Jim. Call him out right here and now.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think he's a little overzealous, but
That's a word for it.
So, how long till Pray the Gay Away Network comes out, you know?
I don't. When is that coming out?
God's not dead. He's truly alive. The animated series.
Is that thing really happening, or?
Eventually, I'm
Alexis?
assuming.
Oh wow,
I mean, he got the money.
wow.
It better come out.
Maybe it won't be Danny Phantom. It'll be like Danny Jesus, and it'll be like I've come back as Jesus.
Oh.
Well, see, what you don't
Yes.
understand is Danny Phantom's actually an allegory for Jesus. He said so.
Whoa, really?
I mean, it's a person coming back from the dead.
That explains in the
stop
last
people's sin.
episode. In the last episode, when he has that big dinner with his 12 friends, it makes sense.
Well, see, each ghost represents a different deadly sin. And so he's going to take them all back so that we can live freely.
Whoa.
I see.
This is quite the spectacular Halloween.
It is.
But-
The only thing scarier
but,
than this
um,
podcast is your internet connection.
But you guys want to get into the news?
What?
I'm actually getting Spectrum Internet mid-November, so
Good,
finally
finally.
my internet's gonna be
Get
updated.
like the mega pack, the ultra pack,
No,
so
wait,
you can
let him keep mentioning it because then they'll give him even better internet.
Hopefully.
Yeah, Spectrum is a high quality service that provides you fast internet with no data cap.
Yeah, get on the Spectrum. Order now.
Yeah.
Get on the spectrum.
Get on the
Hey guys, are you on the spectrum?
and then a mom calls in. I really don't appreciate your terminology. My son is on the spectrum.
Your son has high-speed internet? I actually now wish that those ads with the kid from Stranger Things were just him saying, "Are you on the spectrum?"
I'm autistic, so I'm giving everybody in the call my autism card. Not
Oh,
everybody in
thank
chat, though. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, if you guys do it, people are going to be upset and offended.
Yeah,
so-
if we do it, we're going to ban you.
Yeah,
We
don't.
have the power to do that. So,
Yeah.
But everybody in this call is cool. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I got
cool.
my permission slip signed by Nolan.
Yes, you do.
Can I open with some news? Some
Yeah,
great
I mean,
news.
I
Go for
think-
it. It's your podcast.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's our show.
Right? Isn't it?
Yeah, be a man.
Bust out the
Take control.
thing. Hang on. Oh. I'll cut this out.
What's going on?
Gotta get some news. Hang on.
Oh,
Where's the
he's
news?
literally leaving to get it.
No, cut this out. Do not cut this out.
Wait, is this? I really hope this isn't like. This better be like real news I haven't heard of. It better not be like.
He's going to go get a newspaper.
Someone in the chat literally asked, "Is Nolan really autistic?" And then someone responded, "Yes."
No, I did. That was me. That's our podcast. That's our username. Gemm, can you read?
Sorry.
Are you illiterate? Can you not read?
Sorry, right now, I don't know. Sorry.
I guess he can because he didn't deny it.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
But first, this video is sponsored by Alex, who donated $100 to the Patreon. He wants to promote his webcomic called Comic Me. It's about a cartoonist living in New York. These are random strips about what artists go through, but usually my favorite strips are the flashbacks of him growing up in school without understanding much English and putting up with other students. Links below to Comic Me.
We now return to the Transformers.
Okay, the news. Fast and Furious is getting an animated series by DreamWorks for Netflix.
Wait, what? I didn't know this. I'm excited.
You told us, wait. You ran to go get this? Because you literally told us before the podcast started.
I closed the tabs. I'm sorry.
Wait, I have a lot of questions about this. What characters is the Fast and Furious cartoon going to be about?
Well, in this series, teenager Tony Toretto follows in the footsteps of his cousin Dom, a brand new character, when he and his friends are recruited by a government agent to infiltrate an elite racing league serving as a front for a nefarious crime organization bent on world domination. And it's going to be written by Tim Hedrick, who works for Voltron Legendary Defender, and Brett Hayland, who produced all these DreamWorks shows.
So as the Pizza Party resident Fast and Furious fan, which I 80% feel like that I can get away with saying that. They definitely should. They should have gotten the guy who writes all the Fast and Furious movies, because he's the one who makes them super ridiculous. If he's not an executive producer, I don't want anything to do with this.
Nah, I mean, it's written by the guy who made Voltron, so maybe it'll be an actual competent show, but what I'm hoping for is something just so cheesy and over the top.
Yeah, if they make this competent, that's missing the point. You either go cheesy and ridiculous, or you can't. I mean, I think there's definitely you could do stuff in that universe, but it has to be cheesy and ridiculous. But I don't know if I feel like this is a show like the Purge show where I'm I'll definitely watch that, and then I don't. I feel like this is like that.
Why didn't they just get Genny Tartakovsky? He already did a good episode of the Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
In Symbiotic Titan.
I mean, if this Fast and Furious show doesn't have 5 people driving 5 separate cars and they combine into a giant robot, I'm out.
Yeah, if they're in animation, they can do crazier things. They should just go for it.
I'm waiting for Fast and Furious to cross over with the Transformers films.
Well, did you see Did you see the last one, Fast 8?
Yeah.
Where Vin Diesel puts on that black metal suit, and he's on top of all those cars with a shield, and they're shooting at him. They should go more towards that ridiculous.
I hope so. There's so much they could do with animation.
Yeah, I feel like part of me is you have to have certain people involved, but another part of me is I don't know, this could be the right amount of ridiculous, but I know Vin Diesel will have way too much of a role in this. People will be wow, Vin's he keeps showing up on set every day. What are we doing?
He's writing it. He's storyboarding it.
No, he's super. I can see him being involved and the not being involved at all.
It's not going to follow Vin Diesel's character. It's going to follow a new character, Tommy Toretto.
But they're still the cousin. Torettos are very close, and also
Tommy Tourette's.
Tommy Toretto.
Oh,
Bob Saget when he ever gets into a crash. I am very funny.
See, I thought you were going to run to talk about the Apu thing, but you're just.
Oh.
That's ancient. Who cares?
Well, it's not ancient anymore because they said they're taking Apu off the show. So.
Oh well, it's whatever. It's not like anybody watches it anymore.
None of us
That's
are
what
Indians.
I was saying. I literally tweeted, people are complaining about Apu's departure as if people still watch The Simpsons.
Yeah.
It's a principle thing, I think.
I guess. I don't know.
I mean, that guy's gonna go down in history as the guy who
kill the Simpsons.
Yeah, I mean, he's
kill the Simpsons like the 50th time. You know, it's been killed before.
I mean, if the Simpsons had really ended with that last episode they wrote or whatever, I think like that would have been a noble, almost, even at that point it had been 5 to 6 years too long. And at this point, we're like 16 years too long. But I feel like they really should have just taken the Apu thing head on and actually like made a good episode about it. But they just went, what was the thing Lisa said at the end of that thing that they did?
It was very middling and very like bad and awful, and like the whole setup of the scene was terrible anyway. So
it was like complaints will be dealt with at a later time, and I'm like, but you didn't deal with them. You just like got rid of them. Like that's lame.
Someone in the comments are asking, can we explain the situation? So basically, this comedian who is Indian made a documentary about Apu and how Apu represents is the representation that Indian people have.
Yeah,
and there's very few other Indian people.
Which was called The Problem with Apu, and he was saying that like he interviewed other comedians who, a lot of them who are from Indian descent, still liked The Simpsons a lot and had a lot to do with how they formed their sense of humor and stuff. There was like the guy from Harold and Kumar, he said he like hates The Simpsons because of it, but everyone else seemed to still like it. But yeah, it aired on True TV. It's basically like a YouTube video, but if you got paid better than any of us get paid for making the same video. So
shit.
I mean, I was thinking about that yesterday. I was like, if I or anyone who's on this podcast had made the same exact thing and it made the same cultural mark and got watched by the same amount of people, we would not have made as much as he did because he sold it to a network. I was like,
yep,
fucking media.
Damn.
But anyway, that's like a side thing. That's not his fault. But
how can I make a TV length video essay that'll get on TV?
I mean,
ask H Bomber guy. He's done like 12 of them.
I mean,
H Bomb this pussy.
It's not. I don't know. I don't think they should have taken. I don't really necessarily blame him, but he did start this discussion, and I think.
I discussed a lot of this on my Twitter to many different responses on the spectrum, bringing that one back. But ultimately, I just feel like starting a conversation is like the weakest take you could have over anything, because it's like
you can
the ultimate middling. Like, I just wanted to start a conversation because I remember I was with the Roundtable guys at New York Comic Con, and when they did the Voltron panel, the first thing they addressed was the Shiro thing and how his boyfriend just died, was stuffed in a fridge like the second he was on screen. And it was like, we just wanted to start a conversation, and then they just like moved on and then didn't open up a Q&A for obvious reasons.
But I don't get the... Sorry.
I was just going to end with starting a quote-unquote conversation is the ultimate cop-out to not having an opinion.
Well,
and like...
Starting a conversation literally means if I go like, hey, how do you feel about pizza? That's the same thing as saying, it's like you just started that means nothing. Like, it's like...
yeah,
starting a conversation is like throwing a knife at the floor and telling people, all right, you guys solve it.
Yeah, it's like not... I mean, I don't think... I think with the Apu thing, he was trying to get out something that clearly had bothered him for a very long time, and he was trying to get out through this issue and the idea of representation, what Apu represented, which to be honest, like I didn't, as a white dude, I didn't really ever think about, so it's like an interesting idea, and thinking about how the Simpsons take on like certain things with race weren't, maybe they're appropriate then, or people thought they were appropriate, but we didn't realize like who they're bothering and things like that. And that's fine. I don't necessarily blame. I don't think he was never saying get rid of Apu, despite the end of that documentary where he hits Apu or something. But I think like Hank Azaria should have handled it better, and the Simpsons should have like, sat down and be like, all right, let's like maybe bring him in or bring someone in and like actually try to have this, because they tried once, right, in that one episode that no one liked. Like just like. If they had made an attempt, but they're just like, whatever, he's dead because we don't want to deal with it anymore. I mean, that might have been Fox's call. We don't really know, but I think they should.
It probably was Fox's, to be honest. Also,
in the defense of Hank Azaria, not for his portrayal, but like the documentary goes on a big witch hunt for him. And it's like, man, we sure did try to talk to Hank Azaria, but he wasn't interested in the matter. And all I'm thinking of is, well, yeah, like if you're being accused of like being a racist for just doing your fucking job, then like I wouldn't want to talk to you either.
I mean, I think he could have. I don't know. He does. I will say one of the things about that documentary is he definitely made sort of more of a Michael Moore-ish documentary where like he's the star of it. Part of it is him trying to talk to this guy. These are all things that like Michael Moore has done. And I think it comes off more as like a little tabloidy and doesn't, it's like if he just had a title card that said Hank Azaria did not want to be interviewed for this project, that would have gotten a better reaction out of me than what he did. And
the problem is that he needed a narrative. Like,
that's a good point.
Right. Because like that's the whole thing that glues it all together is that like he's trying to get a hold of them, and of course he never got a hold of them, and so the way to paint it, I mean, they're opinion pieces. The same way as people keep mentioning, have you guys seen Brain Dump? And it's like, well, that was also the exact same thing, but on the completely different end of the spectrum. They're both like taking certain pieces of the information, excluding some of the information, and just to make a more compelling argument. It's just a giant straw man both times.
Yeah.
I think it's just with the Apu thing for me, I don't know. I don't mind if Apu's in or out because I have no horse in this race. I'm not Indian. I'm white. So like I don't know what it feels to have only two representation of Indian culture be Apu and Kumar. So like I think the problem is it's not so much The Simpsons, it's that media itself should probably open up. But he kind of weirdly targeted at The Simpsons and it kind of it like misdirected the conversation.
That's true.
Who needs their quickie mart? Now here's the tricky part. Oh, won't you rhyme with me? Who needs their quickie mart?
Their floors are sticky mart.
They made that sticky mart. Let's hurl a bricky mart.
The quickie mart is real dope.
Also, to be frank, they do have Bollywood as well, which is like India's own version of Hollywood.
Ain't nobody watching that.
Sure, but in the US.
Well, yeah, but I think Bollywood movies are distributed here as well, aren't they?
Not like maybe like 3 a year.
Yeah, but the Americans ain't gonna watch that.
He's more saying like he was here, and I don't know. It's not like I understand what he was going for, but it's kind of sad that.
I do too. I just thought it was not done well. Was all I thought.
I didn't. It wasn't like it's not a good. It's like it's a documentary on True TV. I mean, that's like kind of what it was.
It's the world's most expensive call out post.
No, it is like an expensive YouTube video. That's like what it is. Like because True TV was playing it a lot, and I saw it a couple times, and I was like, like I'm surprised like it didn't go up and say like, Machinima helped make this or something.
Video sponsored by Dollar Shave Club.
Though I do have to say, as the resident SJW cock, like I do.
Oh my God, Izzy! I want you to apologize for making me hear.
Cuck me up, Scotty.
I'm sorry for making a joke at myself, but anyways, I do have a knee-jerk reaction to a lot of the white men complaining about the Apu being departure. I know it's all about the principle, and there's people trying to coat this as censorship. I don't know if that's 100% accurate. However, I'm going to say that me as a white person, I'm not going to say that my entertainment trumps minorities' comfort. And that's what it feels like to me a lot of times when people are reacting so poorly. I'm sure it's more nuanced than that, but that was kind of my knee-jerk reaction.
I mean, since you mentioned like a white person's response, to me personally, it was more just like not a matter of censorship, but a matter of a situation that was handled very poorly from all sides and could have been done a lot better. And the result is just a nobody wins scenario, which could have been avoided if like there was more tact from both Mr. Kondabolu, was his name correct? I don't want. Yeah, and Fox as well. It's just a big hot mess, and it frustrates me because like this is a very easily remediable situation, and like it just wound up.
Well, what is your solution? Out of curiosity, like what would you do in the scenario? This is not me like trying to vilify you or anything.
No. I get you. I'm just.
Why don't they just hire someone who's Indian to voice the character?
Well, the problem with that is that Apu's voice is based off of a white man's voice. Like it's not even Hank's voice. He's basing it off of another white person's brown face.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, okay. Well, why don't they retool the character since ain't nobody watching The Simpsons who gives a shit.
that Hot Diggity Demon video did bring up a point where like Phil Lamar voices Samurai Jack, who is an Asian character. So where does that fall?
That's completely different, though. Like
is
again,
it though? It's another. It's a man of another race doing an accent of a completely different race.
Well, first of all, again, SJW stuff, but like with it being a white guy, it's a little bit weirder than when you have a marginalized person imitating a marginalized person versus someone like I don't know. I don't really want to talk about this because it's just going to sound like people listening is either going to turn off.
It's a very sensitive topic.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But like the people
it's cartoons, none of this matters.
The people who are kind of more into the like PC culture's bullshit, it's automatically turn off and just think that I'm rambling on about nonsense. And then the people who I don't know, it's just dumb.
Well, those people like to live in their own simple world and like view the world through a simple lens instead of actually challenging themselves and trying to learn about the viewpoints of other people, which is why I talk about this stuff all the time.
I mean,
I
feel like
discussing this.
If they had done an episode where it's literally like sort of like the one they did, but like a lot better, is like have it really be someone like kind of accusing Apu of being the stereotype and him saying, trying to argue, almost like trying to say like, well, what about all these things I do? What about these things of my personality? And like literally just like have the episode be about that. And then, if it bombs, it bombs. But I don't know. I just feel like this whole idea now of just like, we don't really want to deal with this, so you're gone, is like not the healthiest way to deal with things. And I feel like this was something you could have clearly just been like, let's deal with the heritage of this and like say like, hey, we're not 100% proud of like, X amount of other things that we did, but we don't, maybe some of that was racist and they copped to it, or I'm not sure. I honestly don't know how I would 100% do it, but it would be something where like they just really just go into it. Maybe but not even have other characters, just have it be Apu and.
Doesn't The Simpsons have like a weird law with like voice actors? Like they consistently use the same voice actor no matter what. So like if a voice actor dies, they just remove the character.
Yeah, they do.
So could they actually replace Apu? Could they have just had someone walk up and be like, "Hey, Apu, can you? I know that's not real. I know you're putting on a front just to please these people," and then he just, lowers his voice or whatever, and it changes to a different voice actor. Is that what we're asking for?
No, I don't. I think it's already happened, so I don't think you could. I mean, it's like maybe if you could go back in time or something, but like I think other than it is the way it is, and we can't act like we can just take it away. I think like he's still got to be Hank Azaria, but you kind of have to deal with like what that means. There was actually an interesting. There's not that. He's like, I guess, a little controversial, but when Aziz Ansari did that episode about the guy who, the white guy who played an Indian guy in the Short Circuit movies, and him and a lot of kids thought he was actually of Indian descent, and found out like, oh no, he's not. And he actually did an interview in the New York Times with him, and sort of realized like, this guy was just, he's not like, doesn't hate, didn't do it out of spite or something. He was just a working actor and stuff. But it was like, that was like, I thought was like a really good way to handle it, is literally having these kids who grew up with him and thinking, oh, I thought he was representation, but he like wasn't. And I forget, but it's the guy in Short Circuit and Short Circuit 2. And he was he was on Friends, that actor, and all sorts of stuff. Not as a playing an Indian character all the time, but like, I think like something like that would have been really cool. And I think like I would have made me like rethink The Simpsons at a time where like, I think a lot of people are starting to wonder, and especially because it might be over soon. So I sort of think it would be a good way to go out rather than, just kind of peter out like they did.
I can't wait for the CalArts reboot where they actually have like all the voice actors are all from the race they're playing. It'd be great.
I mean, I'm curious they said they're going to keep it around right now. I'm curious what's going to happen to The Simpsons. We'll see.
I mean, they keep like killing off characters like Krabappel and Maude and Krusty's dad. So eventually, it's it's sort of like a battle royale thing, where it's like eventually we'll just get down to just the Simpsons by themselves in a lonely town with no one else in it, and that's going to be interesting.
I would be so down. Well, okay, first of all, my favorite episodes of The Simpsons were the ones where they do the future stuff. Like they did like one a couple of years ago where I think like Milhouse is like a zombie or something. He got like the flu. But anyways, just something about them changing up the show, like taking them into a different thing where the kids are now adults and they have their own kids. Totally, like, just made it feel new and fresh again.
Oh,
so.
Actually, I think that was the episode they talked about. They wrote as the last episode. Was it like?
Oh, that would have been so good.
Like that episode's pretty good, and I think one of the writers said later, like, we sort of wrote it because they assumed the show's just going to keep going forever and ever, but they like wanted to sort of write what would be a last episode just in case, and they still produced the episode despite that they knew it wasn't going to be the last one. I mean, if a Simpsons fan wants to correct it, that's fine.
It's like how the SpongeBob movie is the canonical ending to the show, even though it's still going, that type of thing. And to answer, and I guess I'm backtracking here, but I wanted to answer Izzy's question since I didn't want to seem like I'm dodging it. I would have brought on the guy hosting the documentary to like write the episode, like write an episode discussing the matter.
That would have been good.
Like if he was the one actually like what I was saying, like having someone say these things to the Apu character and it was actually him, like that would like wrap up the whole arc, you know? It would be like and like have him be like, I'm happy with this, and they could get, I don't know, one of the best writers and all that. But yeah.
The fuck is with all those dogs? Huh. We have a puppy farm upstairs. I apologize.
I thought this was gonna start the Halloween episode, and like are gonna.
No. That's. I wish. It's just. I think it's the puppy farm upstairs getting mad.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So who's the next Simpsons character we're gonna kill?
I would like Poochie to come back. Actually, there's not enough.
I think
what's weird is
Poochie should come back and bring Apu to his home planet.
Like anytime I don't see Poochie, I'm always thinking, "Where's Poochie?" You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. Like me too.
Within the episodes, like sometimes Poochie shows up in some Itchy and Scratchy episodes, and it's like, is Homer still getting work? What's the deal?
Yeah.
Does Homer get royalties?
I hope so.
You know, I heard a podcast is Talking Simpsons, and they talked about Poochie, the Poochie episode. And I was thinking about that episode is that maybe the real reason Poochie failed is because he's in very un-Itchy and Scratchy episodes. Like, they don't do the regular Itchy and Scratchy stuff, and then Poochie's, like, talking. I'm like, I want to see them murder each other. I don't want to see this radical dude. Anyway.
When I was a kid, I didn't understand the Poochie episode. Like, I thought, hey, this character's cool. Why does everyone hate him? It was just.
Well,
it was too advanced.
You were the target demographic for the Scrappies.
Yeah. So it's like commentating on a thing. I mean, it's kind of weird when I think about it, because it's like Itchy and Scratchy's made for kids, and I like this Poochie character, and then the episodes about how these adults are like, fuck Poochie. It's like, hey, what the fuck?
When are they gonna get to the fireworks factory?
Yeah, when are they gonna get to the gameplay? Okay, I say we kill comic book guy.
No, let's make it dark. Let's kill Maggie.
Let's kill Maggie?
Yeah, let's fuck this shit up. Like
Homer accidentally strangles Bart to death, and then Homer gets put to death, and then Marge commits suicide, and Lisa's left all alone, and she has to grow up raising Maggie with the mental trauma of her family dying from a traumatic incident.
Oh, it's like Lilo and Stitch.
What?
Yeah, it's like Lilo and Stitch, you know?
No, you fucking idiot. No. That's not, no.
No, I just think there's, I don't know, that show is like, I was thinking I would watch the Treehouse of Horror this year, but I don't even know when is that on tonight? I don't even know.
Oh, that was on last week. It was a Jurassic World parody and some other things I've
done. Jurassic World? What the fuck? Like, do a horror movie? Oh, god damn it.
They haven't done horror in a while, Gemm. Come on.
That's the thing that I hate about It's like, when I watch the old ones, it's like, all this horror stuff, and it's like it's a Halloween episode, and you have new horror movies. Like, they haven't done a Get Out parody. Come on,
I will watch.
They could do it with Lenny. It would work
with Apu.
With Apu,
yes.
Also,
oh my god, that would have been so good.
What with Apu and Get Out? That's how you deal with it. We solved two things today.
Yeah. We stopped racism, everyone.
We just saw racism. I'm going to be able to
a white majority podcast stopped racism.
Yay! Racism. Oh.
Also, I won't watch True House of Horror unless Homer gets wrapped up or something. That's my
Speaking of which, by the way, the drawing I did of Homer getting wrapped up for like last year's Christmas is in my it's right here in my hands. I'm looking at it.
Show me. You
right.
bink.
I'll do it.
Thanks, fam.
I got you, boo. Gotta take care of you.
But also, is there any other news? There's a lot to discuss, isn't there? Like, I played Kingdom Hearts 3. That was pretty cool.
I think the worst Simpsons Halloween episode was that Mr. and Mrs. Smith one, because it's like, what the fuck does this have to do with Halloween?
See, that's when I'd still watch it every Sunday, but look like, oh, God, you guys. That's just do horror stuff, I don't get it.
Yeah. It just becomes an anthology series. Like, there was a Dr. Seuss parody Halloween episode for some reason.
Really?
I don't know why. It was I think it was the Lorax they were parodying.
Why?
I don't know. They just picked a random movie and it's a Halloween episode for some reason.
I mean, in honesty, if they want to do random short stories, then just create another thing that's not Treehouse of Horror. Choose a different.
Yeah, they've done it before. That's how you know what's sad is I knew about the Adam and Eve from The Simpsons before I learned it in Sunday school.
Aww.
I was just like, why is Homer and Marge naked? What's this about?
Oh, it's Adam and Eve. I get it.
Yeah.
Or I saw them do 127 hours, and I was like, I don't know if that's all right.
I mean, that could work as a horror parody. Somewhat,
but
even though it's a real person, but
you could do an It with Krusty the Clown or something,
Oh, that would have been great. Yeah.
Have they not done that already?
No.
Wow. How have they not done that?
They just haven't I don't know. There's so many. I mean, you could have done a Halloween thing because that's there's just a lot of things they could have done.
Okay.
Yeah. They could have done a
also,
lot
guys, somebody really wants us to talk about this subject, and I think we should talk about it. What did you all think about Crossover Nexus?
Oh, I actually didn't watch it.
We talked about it last week.
Yeah, we talked about this already on the podcast.
Jim wasn't here.
I didn't.
Jim
I actually.
What are your thoughts?
I didn't get to watch it, so I mean, it seems cool.
God damn it,
Jim! Right. How come you're not supporting your good friend Ian Jones Cordy?
I mean, I will say I have my DVR box is full of OK.
Why isn't your hand in Ian Jones Cordy's pants, Jim?
I should have watched it. I was like, oh, people are probably gonna want me to have seen this, and but then I was didn't watch it last night. I don't know. It seems cool though. I'll probably watch it eventually.
Jim, you damn fiend.
Sorry.
Also, people also followed up with talk about It's a Wonderful Sponge, you hacks.
It's a 4-day weekend. You know what that means. Don't miss the spongiest comedy in America. The SpongeBob SquarePants movie, rated PG, now in theaters.
Oh yeah, a new SpongeBob movie has been announced, and it's going to be all CG.
Well, it's an origin story, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, makes no sense considering that there is already an origin story for most everybody.
I mean, I guess they'll show him meeting Patrick, because in the show we've seen him meet the Krusty Krab. Well, Sandy,
Mr. Krabs, Sandy.
Has he met
Larry.
Squidward before? Because I remember in the first episode, I think Squidward recognized him.
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
they all live next door to each other.
Oh right, yeah, I forgot about that aspect.
I really don't. I don't like the sound of it because from the way the press release talked about it, it was like it was going to be done by not even people who worked on the show, and Hans Zimmer is writing the score for some reason.
Sweet.
Hans Zimmer is a good composer, but it's just why?
Yeah,
and it's going to be CG because apparently 2D animation is too hard. Or,
I mean, if Hans Zimmer's doing it, I'm kind of wondering, are they going to go for the more epic story-based thing, like the first movie, or is it going to be more like a series of vignettes, like the second one?
Wait, is Scoob actually happening?
Is
I
it?
saw like renders of it way back when. It was one of those things that we had to blurb out before on the podcast.
Wait, what's that? Scoob? What's that?
Scott, it's Scoob. Scoob. It's kind of the Avengers, but with
Well,
with one
Hanna-Barbera.
of the other characters. Yeah, Hanna-Barbera.
Oh, I think they're doing like a I think they're doing some Scooby-Doo movie thing, but I don't think they're doing the Avengers thing.
Well,
They
it's
are
like,
doing a new Scooby movie. I know that much,
I mean,
but I don't know what it's about or what it
everything in media is kind of up in the air because like Time Warner just got bought by AT&T and Disney just bought Fox, so like everything's sort of subject to be canceled.
It's okay. So it's been announced. I because it was one of those things where I've talked to you guys after the pod. Like we had to bleep it out once because I remember I saw some like behind the scenes stuff because a friend was working on it. So my friend no longer works there, so I just kind of assumed that like either the project was like moved or dropped or what, and out of nowhere it came out of. It's apparently coming out in 2020. So.
Oh boy, can't wait to see it.
If they're still using the designs I saw, it looks fantastic. Like I'm really excited for it.
Gemm and Gemmy. Oh yeah, people were talking about this Flash cartoon someone made. They basically got like audio clips from Steven Universe and redrew it in the style of Ed, and Eddy, and I really love it. I'll link to that below. It's
that was really funny.
Well, it's really interesting because it sets up with Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl are all voiced by the original voices, taking from one episode, and then when the Steven comes in, he's voiced by Rolf from Ed, and Eddy, and then every other character is voiced by Ed and Eddy.
Guys, guys, it turns out we do have a guest.
Wait, what?
It's Sophie.
Oh, you can hear her? Cool.
Yes, I love her. Anytime I hear her, I'm just like, oh, there she is.
Oh, people really want us to talk about the Grinch. The Grinch.
Leaks. No, we got to talk about the Grinch leak.
Yeah.
Izzy literally said that.
Wait, the movie?
Izzy said the Grinch, and I said the Grinch leak.
Izzy said the Grinch leaks, and then you cut out, and then you said it right after her.
Yeah.
So you are an idiot.
Oh.
And your internet sucks.
It'll get better.
But yeah, guys, let's talk about the Grinch leaks and whether or not they're real.
Okay.
All right.
I'll give spoiler alerts because there are people who, if you don't want Super Smash Bros. Ultimate potentially spoiled, I'd leave now.
For characters.
Wait, someone has something to say. Sophie, say Peppa. Peppa? Oh, now she doesn't want to talk.
Oh,
Sophie,
my heart.
Say Elmo. You want to sing a song?
Sophie, say the statute of limitations.
Mama?
What?
Dada? Dada? Dada.
My heart.
You want to go? Okay, that was it.
Okay, I love her. She's so cute. Oh, my heart. I'm clutching my chest because that sounded so adorable.
It really was.
Anyway, so the Grinch leaks. Apparently, a Snapchat story came out of somebody who works at this ad agency, I think, where they make posters for like different properties, and there was one for the Grinch, and then somebody managed to see a snippet of a Smash Bros poster with allegedly the full roster on it. I think I got that story right. And from it, they could glean that there was Shadow, Gino, Banjo-Kazooie, somebody from Rhythm Heaven,
Golden Sun also.
Golden Sun's Isaac, and some other ones I forgot. If anybody wants to fill those ones in for me.
Gino.
Well, the only ones that matter is Gino and Banjo-Kazooie.
And Shadow and Ken.
And Shadow and Ken.
Shadow can suck a dick, but
fuck you, bitch.
Shadow's an awful character.
No, fuck you.
No. I will die here.
No, I will strangle you on this hill, you bitch.
Come at me, bro.
Shadow's not gonna have a gun,
Me
though.
and Izzy about to throw hands. But yeah, Ken has to be in because he's like the original Echo Fighter. He was one of the very first clone characters in like a major game.
I mean, if we're going by Street Fighter characters, there could be a lot of Echo Fighters for Ryu, like Akuma, Dan, Sakura, that chick who covers her mouth and wears a beige outfit. Yeah.
But anyways, the thing about this leak is that it's most likely fake.
No!
There's a good chance it's fake because, like, not only did the printing company go out of the way and state that the person that because someone saw, like, a name tag and then they were able to, like, go back and look and find out the person works there. So it seems like it's all true, but apparently the person hasn't worked there for, like, 2 years or something.
Shit.
And the companies also, like, came out and said that they're not, while they've worked with Namco Bandai before, they're not currently working on the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Granted, this could be a deflection to save face and such, but who knows? So it's because, like, honestly, if this was going to be one of those things where this is the official roster, I'll be happy. But, like, at the same time, I also kind of want to hold on to that hope of maybe it's not, maybe it is. The gamble, still be excited whenever they do a direct. Like, I don't want to know the characters. I still want to have that part where, Nintendo's logo pops up during the direct, and then and then like I get all excited. I want that still.
I know you're talking about Banjo, but like I like out of text, like nobody would know what the fuck that means.
Oh,
like,
no,
I know that's Banjo Kazooie, but like people who don't know that, like you just like said like a bunch of gibberish, and they're like Gemm, like what the fuck are you talking?
Yeah,
about?
I didn't know what he was talking about. Sorry.
Yeah, Gemm isn't a video game player. He's a fake geek girl. I don't know why you even brought him on the show, but
Thanks,
yeah. My hope for Smash Bros is either Goku or SpongeBob. And my reasoning is because Sakurai during the first direct said, we're aiming to make the impossible possible. And what did he say about SpongeBob? Characters like him would be impossible to implement. Confirmed. Done. End of story.
But we all know
SpongeBob's
that Sakurai is like notorious for setting up props in the background of his videos so that people can dissect who's going to be in it.
Yes. He's like Kojima. Yeah. He's like Kojimba.
But I'm just hoping for a bunch of rareware characters like Fulgore from Killer Instinct, James Bond, or just Perfect Dark Lady, Joanna Dark. That'd be great.
I wonder if they'll sell the... Well, wait, no, Nintendo wouldn't buy Rare back. They wouldn't care.
I wonder how long till Microsoft says, you know what, get the fuck out. We're tired of your Sea of Thieves bullshit. Get out, Rare.
They don't even.
I like Sea of Thieves.
They don't even need. Well, yeah, because you like pirates.
Duh.
You have a bias.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But of course, not everybody can be like me, where I have zero whatsoever.
Some people like things, Nolan.
Yeah, well, what can I say? I'm a cynical asshole, and I don't like pretty much anything in my life.
It's okay.
Not even
Madam
myself.
Hustler in the comments says James Bond and firearms only since he's a FPS character. I feel they can make some sort of moveset for James Bond without just relying on guns.
Well, they were going to. He was going to be in, I think, N64 Smash.
No, I like or Melee.
Yeah, Smash 64 or Melee, and then he had no chance.
No.
But yeah, he was considered at one point. James Bond was going to be a Smash character for sure.
Oh, cool.
I like to think that it was because Sakurai didn't know he wasn't like a Nintendo exclusive character, and they're like, "You do know he's like from movies, right?" And Sakurai's like, "Wait, what?"
Does Japan care about James Bond? Who knows?
Probably not. I would say.
No, I think he's like an international movie thing. So
I know, but Japan doesn't like certain stuff that we have over here.
That's true.
Or Asia in general, because they don't believe in witchcraft. Oh wait, they do believe in witchcraft.
Wait, what witchcraft is? What James Bond movies do you think? I don't know. Anyway,
did you not see Daniel Craig fall off the train and live in Skyfall? That seems like some witchcraft there. Not very realistic. Plot holding.
I mean, I know that's why like the Twilight movies never came out in a lot of Asia.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't like vampires.
Solidus Rex says Metal Gear exists, thus Japan cares about James Bond. Only Metal Gear Solid 3 was like a straight up Bond homage. The rest of Metal Gear is like political espionage.
If we count that, technically, isn't just Snake being in Smash Brothers meaning we already got James Bond?
Yep. So you guys can stop complaining. We already have James Bond. Also, I think I like that they put Snake back in anyway, even though most of his weapons they don't use because like they don't want a character using a realistic pistol in the game.
You know, it'd be really cool if they gave Snake a James Bond like suit, just to like throw like a homage to the fact that James Bond almost made it into Smash.
Well, I mean, Snake does have like optional like tuxedo costumes in most of the games. Like in I think ever since 1 he's had a tuxedo. I think. Yeah.
I mean, the only reason they probably really couldn't get James Bond is James Bond's owned by a family, not a real like studio. So, and they're notoriously like stingy and kind of strict.
Well,
and,
that
like,
that pushes out Charlie Brown.
Yeah, it's like the Broccoli family is like they literally like are very controlling and still have run that franchise this entire time. So I'm sure like they looked at Smash and were like, no, sorry, not interested. Even though I think they really haven't, you know, it was like GoldenEye was the only game that was like really a big deal. I think they should like take advantage of that a lot more because GoldenEye has such a good reputation. And that game, no one talks about this with that game, but also like has references to all the James Bond movies. Because when I saw all the James Bond movies, most of the time I was like, oh, that's in GoldenEye.
Yeah.
You know, like paintball mode is a reference. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because like all the near ending levels of GoldenEye are just like taken from like Moonraker and stuff. It's like, oh, that's why they weren't in the movie. They were in other James Bond movies.
I mean, I think it would be cool if they took advantage of that, an IP that like most people have seen a couple of the movies. So I wish they would be a little more open about it, because like I'm sure like if Nintendo ever gets bought by like Disney or something, Star Wars would be in Smash. You know what I mean? So
I don't think that would ever happen, though. Nintendo's been approached by Disney before, and they were like, "Thanks, we're good."
No, I know. They've tried a lot of times, but you know, I'm just saying in general.
I want a Smash Brothers made by Disney, so we can have Marvel versus Star Wars versus the Muppets.
I mean, I think actually Disney's very opposed to that idea, because there's this game called Dissidia Final Fantasy, which is a Final Fantasy fighting game, and they wanted Sora in, like the developers, and Disney was like, we do not want Disney characters punching people.
See, I would like...
Because they're cowards.
Instead of doing all their big properties, what about all the crap they don't use? Like, let's get the robot from Black Hole with the people from Tron.
That's what I was thinking.
Let's get... what other crap do they have? John Carter can be in there. Oh, man.
Mars Needs Moms.
Let's get some Black Cauldron. This thing's going to be huge, guys.
Also, I think Power Stone would be a better fit for a Disney fighter than Smash Bros.
I think Power Stone would be a great fit for a Pizza Party podcast game.
I know. I want to make that, but like games are very difficult and cost a lot of money. So
if anyone wants to design a Pizza Party
fighting game,
yeah. I would be down for it, but I want most of the money to go to.
Yeah, gotta make it like Anarchy Reigns, which is like Power Stone.
I mean,
anybody who wants to make a Pizza Party game, like if you're making a game of us, I will gladly donate some of my time to do voice or whatever.
I would donate concept art.
I would do voices, but I'm just saying that if they sold it for money, I want some of that shit. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah, either sell it for, like, if they make profit off of it, either donate most of the profit to charity. Like I think they should, or donate it to us.
No, give it to us.
Yeah, give us royalties, but also. Deku Fuente says that's also a reason why Sora might not be in Smash, which isn't entirely true, because Disney has there have been producers on Kingdom Hearts that want Sora in Smash, and Disney's only requisites are that Nintendo has to be the one to approach them to put him in, or and they need Tetsuya Nomura's approval out of respect because he made Sora. So.
Okay.
That's stuff I've heard from my friend Dog and from just general poking around on the internet.
By the
Sora
way,
has a chance.
Dog, if you're still listening to this, I love you. You're a good girl.
I love you, Dog. Are illegal substances illegal? Says Keck_Keck7.
Wait. I want to throw out a couple more demands for this game that's never going to get made about us.
Yes.
I think the character models should look like they're like N64, PlayStation 1 inspired, like low poly models, but obviously not just PlayStation 1. Like make it look like you have the limitation, but then also make them look good, and then like make it like pixelated textures. I think that would look amazing.
Yeah, like Mega Man Legends.
I mean, I think, and when you start the game, you get all the four of us, but then as you unlock more things, you get like Gables and Ken and other people who've been on the podcast. guests who've been on like like you could get like you could get a paleo who only makes dolphin noises. It would be crazy.
He has a dolphin gun.
His final is he gets forward by a dolphin and the dolphin smashes on stage.
Oh, I like this. I like that. Or and Nero's Q can be in there somewhere.
Yeah. Let's kickstart that.
I wonder if Neros would sue us if we did that. Maybe.
I wish what? I wish Nero's Q had been at the panel and just got up in the middle of Q&A and started yelling at us. But
oh no!
There's like one person in the panel, like in the guest, that's wearing like a cloak. He just stands up.
And he would just be like, if you gave the Powerpuff Girls a chance, it would have succeeded, but you had to destroy it.
Oh my god.
I just that was his argument. Just give it a chance. Come on.
Anyway. We didn't.
Come on.
We didn't. It sucked.
Nobody. Isn't it over? It's canceled.
Yeah.
It's
ogre.
It's donezo.
Yeah. Well, at least now people can have more time to watch Mighty Magiswords, so we should be fine.
That's also canceled.
Oh.
Well, then they'll have time to watch Steven Universe. I think.
Still going.
Oh.
Well,
now they'll have chance to watch Problem Solvers.
Canceled. Brought back by Netflix.
Shit.
Then they'll have a chance to watch Symbiotic Titan.
Canceled.
Don't bring it up. He gets sad.
And then they'll have the chance to watch The Simpsons.
It's not canceled.
Shit.
They could.
Then they'll have a chance to watch Mighty Joe Young from Walt Disney Pictures.
Classic. I saw that in theaters.
They could start playing. What was J.G. Quintel's show that's never going to get released at this point?
Too close.
Yeah, close enough.
Close enough.
Wherever that is.
That's actually kind of a victim of the Louis C.K. thing, because it was gonna be Louis C.K.'s cop show with that show. Like it was gonna be a block, and then
so Louis C.K. killed 2 shows. Good job, Louis. You fucking asshole.
That's kind of the sad thing about. Wait, someone said We Bare Bears is canceled. Fuck you!
No.
Take that back. You
That's
take
a
that
lie.
back.
Don't worry. It's very popular in Korea and Asian-speaking countries.
Who is Rojo Bear
It's really
24?
popular in this household. In this household,
it's
popular. Fuck Riz and Panda. Ice is acceptable, I guess.
No, I got Sophie into We Bare Bears. We've been watching it a lot.
Doing God's work.
Yeah.
I couldn't get her into any other Cartoon Network show, but We Bare Bears she was into.
How can you tell when a baby is uninterested in a show, though?
You can tell, because she'll like Hilda, she'll sit down and like watch intently, but then I'll put on like if I put on Adventure Time, she looks at me as like, what is this, Dad? Come on. I got all the time in the world, and I ain't got
Dada, I have like 5 meetings today. Can you not?
No, it's usually Oh, wait, what were you gonna say? Sorry.
I have to get ready for the financial report.
I mean, you can tell because unless it's like Peppa Pig, then she doesn't move. She's infixed by it. But
I hope Peppa Pig gives her a British accent in combination with your wife also having a British accent.
I mean, a little bit. She says things that Peppa said. I don't know. That shows. I don't like that show.
Oh, blimey! It looks like my teeth are falling out because I'm British.
Whoa, you've seen Peppa Pig?
Where's our healthcare?
This is so Peppa. No, it's fine. I'm glad she has a show she likes. That's good enough.
I'm glad Sophie.
I want to give some pizza party trivia. Both me and Nolan bought stackable bears plushies while we're at MomoCon.
Oh yeah, that's true. That was
not only that, but I also bought the 3 standing bears as well because I couldn't make a decision, so I bought both.
All 3. I think my favorite. Who's the one voiced by Bobby Moynihan? That's my favorite. Is that Grizz? No, that's Panda.
Grizz.
That's Panda. I like Panda.
Panda's so fucking cute, even if he is kind of an asshole.
I like Panda. The thing I love about that show is when they're little kids, and it's clearly the most depressing plot line ever, but they're so cute. You're like, oh, they don't have a home.
Mm-hmm.
Where are they going to sleep tonight? Who knows? But they're trying to find candy for Halloween. That's it's the most depressing shit. The one where they're found in a box in the middle of the desert, and they're little kids. That's really dark. I don't know. Anyway, sorry. But I like it though.
You know what I want to see? I want to see another mini series like Over the Garden Wall. That was so good.
Yeah, I've been actually wanting to rewatch it this fall. That was such a good show.
Oh, I think I might have talked about it last podcast, but yeah, I had a friend of mine that actually teaches folklore.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I was really excited to watch it with her because she was going to explain things to me, which I've already forgotten because I'm a dummy. However, she actually just bought it on DVD because she liked it enough that she's actually going to start bringing it into the class.
Oh, that's a good DVD. Also, I got the DVD. It's a good DVD. So it's like
$10 new. It's awesome.
I've noticed like a lot of cartoon DVDs have been a lot cheaper lately.
Also, why the fuck does Australia get the only ones to get complete series on Blu-ray? What the fuck is
They don't have streaming as much as we do, possibly.
No, it's because Australia, I don't know. Maybe they made a law or something. Like
maybe it's so dangerous to leave their house there that they might as well just get, if they're going to go out and get a DVD, they might as well get the best quality.
Yeah, maybe.
But crap. Anyone know any good Halloween specials that we haven't talked about?
Not The Simpsons.
Because I found one that was really terrible. You guys watch Saturday Night Live?
How's it hanging? I'm David Pumpkins, and I'm gonna scare the hell out of you.
Oh, is this the David S. Pumpkins?
This takes... How do I explain David S. Pumpkin to someone who hasn't seen the SNL skit?
It was a sketch 2 years ago, and it was sort of like a random sort of funny thing, and it really took off. And then he appeared in a few other sketches, but then the following Halloween, which was last year, they were like, and we made an animated special of David S. Pumpkins. And I was sort of like, why would you... What?
Yeah, because, like, essentially the joke of David S. Pumpkin, the Saturday Night Live sketch, it's basically about, like, characters pointing and saying, look, it's David S. Pumpkin, remember him? And nobody knows who this is because it's a made-up character, but I guess the anti-joke of it is that it's a pop culture reference nobody gets. And by putting them into a special, you kind of, like, put him in context as to who this character is, so it ruins his entire character.
Well, it's like, I think the joke was like they were on an elevator, 111 floors of frights in the original sketch. And the joke was that 50 or 80 of those floors was David S. Pumpkins. So it wasn't like that scary, you know? But anytime they referred like, are you skeleton? What are you skeleton guys? And they just go, part of it. And it's like funny because it's like, you don't know what this is. It's supposed to be a haunted house, and it's all David S. Pumpkins. And it's just like, it was a funny sketch, but it's not a funny character necessarily outside of that sketch.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. Did you watch the animated thing?
Yeah, I watched it, and it looks like Brickleberry in terms of animation, and it's just like some generic story of a kid who wants to impress some girl, and David S. Pumpkin shows up, and they go over his origin story, but the origin story part is the only part that works because it's so vague, where he just talks about, like, I was born, and I had a mother and a father, and then I put on this suit, and now I'm David S. Pumpkin. That explains everything, and outside of that, it's just nothing. It's just like... They didn't know what to write for this character because it was rushed out like a year after the skit aired.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. Did they air it again this year?
I don't know, but I know they aired the Michael Jackson's Halloween on CBS.
Oh, they did. Was that good? I never even saw that.
No, it is not good at all. Oh, I guess I'll link you to the review or a illegal download of the episode, Jim, so you can see it for yourself. But it's basically these kids stuck in Michael Jackson's haunted house, and they meet Sheldon Cooper, Poops the pumpkin.
Wait, so this isn't a horror? That sounds like a horror movie. They're trapped in Michael Jackson.
It's like a CG kids cartoon.
Oh wow. Okay.
It was made last year.
I'm okay. Well, wait, when was it made?
Last year.
But this might sound...
Michael Jackson's...
What?
His CG form's in it, but he doesn't actually talk.
Oh, okay, that's weird.
Yeah, it's just about these two kids, and they meet Michael Jackson at the very end.
Like, do they go like, what do you think of this? and he's like, he just starts singing "Beat It" or something. Like,
okay, what sucks is that like at the end, like they play Thriller, and you hear the music of Thriller, and they're all dancing along to it, except Michael Jackson's mouth does not move to the song at all.
Whoa.
His mouth is completely wired shut in this special. It's a fucking disaster. Eventually, I have a video finished for it, but like CBS said, yeah, this is copyright claimed, and no matter how many times I edit around it, they find a different section of the video to copyright claim. It's like, what the fuck, CBS? Why do you care so much about this crappy special?
Why don't you just like edit the footage so that it's like barely recognizable? And just like link to like a Google Drive version.
Or I'd like smoke clouds around it and be like, it's the spooky episode, Halloween thing.
Yeah, add like a film grain filter, add like some cloud border or something to make it look
slightly
like
black
aesthetic.
and white. Like, lower the saturation and just like play with it.
And I don't want to ruin it too much. I don't want to distort it all that much, but maybe I'll try like the cloud thing.
You might have to at this point if CBS is that protective over it.
Also, zoom in a little bit and then tilt it to diagonal.
Yeah, just say like this footage that CBS does not want you to see, so I had to get it from a deep film archive in low quality, and then just say it like this one's old. Just like give it a narrative. Give it a narrative.
Yeah, I'll figure something out. Fuck you, CBS. But yeah, you
CBS
guys want to get into
sucks.
questions?
Sure. I have a question. You want to talk about scary, spooky things? So the RebelTaxi Reddit, I think this is kind of like not really scary, but kind of funny. Is that like people are questioning whether or not you're a virgin, and I just think there's something really, really funny about the fact that they're so obsessed with you that like there's actually there's a discussion about it.
Do you guys really think Pan's a virgin? I feel like maybe he's not.
Like, okay, I'm gonna read this. I remember Sheepy implying on Tumblr that they had sex and they see his meat before. I mean, before we thought he had known reason to lie about it, but knowing now that he has a humiliation fetish, it's very believable he's still a lie. We also see now that he's hot as fuck.
What?
That's so uncomfortable that people are actually like trying to. This is like conspiracy grums, except creepier and more uncomfortable and interpersonal.
So I want to shout out to 5 Miley Face Inc. I think it's supposed to be Smiley Face Inc. But I'm not discussing strangers' sex lives. Thank you kindly. Good commenter. I'm upvoting that right now.
Oh wait, speaking of stranger sex lives, should we talk about that Cartoon Network video or no?
What video?
The Cartoon Network Insider video thing.
Oh, that.
Do we talk about that, or is that not a thing?
Is there anything worth talking about in regards to that? Because like,
no, not really. I just thought it was. I was like, while I was watching, I was like,
should we just address? Are you just suggesting we address the elephant in the room in case people ask about it? Because nobody was asking about that until you brought it up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I thought that was a thing. Like, okay, sorry.
No, but I don't know. I have no clue what you're talking about.
Gemm.
Oh,
no,
it was basically
down, Nolan, down.
Someone said they got a Cartoon Network insider to tell them stuff about what was going on at Cartoon Network, and basically said a lot of stuff that like was both I know not to be true and both stuff that I was like, there's no way that's true. And it was like basically like all sorts of stuff, like saying like Alex Hirsch. My favorite part is they said Alex Hirsch doesn't drive a car, and he makes his crew members drive him home, and if he can't get them, he just sleeps in his office. And I was like, I think he knows what Uber is, guys. Like, I don't.
Okay, but also like, oh wow, he carpools. What a strange foreign concept.
It was just like, it was such a weird, like, I don't know. There's so many things, like the person was clearly making a lot of stuff up, and like doesn't. I don't know. It was very funny. It was like.
All I think about whenever I think about that is that one most popular episode where like one of the cheerleaders is trying to give dirt on like Overland Park, and it's just really stupid, inane shit that's like not even worth talking about. Like, I hear that they got new sodas in the soda machines, and that's it. And it's just like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Well,
anyway, sorry about
should
that.
be interested.
No,
Jim,
it's
delete
news to
your
me.
channel. But yeah, no.
It's not worth watching. It's like
it's way too long. It has nothing of value, and it's just basically like baseless gossip that like nobody would buy except stupid people. So
Although
See, I don't waste my time. I don't waste my time on videos like that. Instead, I'm going to watch this 2-hour long video about how Steven Universe is garbage.
Oh, yeah, totally.
You know what?
Because like
that video doesn't get good until 45 minutes. Like,
okay, the video doesn't get good until it completely drops Steven Universe and spends 10 minutes talking about a Star Wars video game.
Wait, is this? I haven't watched this video.
No, it legitimately does. Randomly, it's like I have a point for this, and I stopped watching it because it's boring.
Yeah.
Wait, tell us about the Star Wars game. Which one? Battlefront? Battlefront 2?
It's a one that has like a morality system or something.
Oh,
and
wow.
So they're
it must be
comparing this
KOTOR.
morality system to one of the Star Wars games to Steven Universe's plot. Like, it's hilarious.
Okay, but listen, like when you don't have anything to like steal from TV tropes, you just got to like go off your own writing skills, and you don't have any. It's very difficult, Izzy. I don't think you appreciate how difficult it is to make a 2-hour pedantic run-on video essay that has no point whatsoever.
However, it does really well in the algorithm for some reason.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, because the new clickbait title is blank is garbage, and here's why, and then it's like 12 hours. That's the new clickbait thing. It has to be blank. Here, it's good. Here's why, or blank. Is it as good as people think it is? Here to discuss is me, YouTuber number 397.
Oh, I love 397. He's the best.
Me too. Yeah, it's pretty
I
great.
remember clicking on some random like video on Batman v Superman, and like one of their first complaints is like some really nitpicky thing where it's just like, how does Batman blow up this floor and then his grappling hook come up through the floor while it's blowing up? That doesn't make any sense. It's like, I think there's a lot bigger problems to Batman v Superman than that weird little nitpick, you asshole.
Yeah, that's another thing I hate that like Nostalgia Critic has brought on is like pedantic nitpicking is an actual criticism to some people. Like Lindsay Ellis did a video on it with her Beauty and the Beast review, and it's super fucking good because she just grills into everybody, including herself, who would like take these pedantic non-issues and like turn them into actual criticism that somehow wound up affecting the actual text of movies like Beauty and the Beast remake.
No, that is a good. Her Beauty and the Beast thing is really good.
Yeah. So like, if you ever want to like write videos like critiquing and reviewing shit, I'd suggest watching that because it's basically a good like thorough what not to do and what not to talk about when discussing media.
It's also, I think a lot of people when they discuss media like don't really know
what they're talking about.
Well, they don't. Well, that also, but they don't really know like. It's like it makes sense to talk about the plot of something, but not like rip apart like, you know, what I like is I like the Batman suit that's gray and blue and what that represents and blah blah. And you're like, okay, maybe that's not a review, that's a separate sort of video. But like you need to understand like what kind of argument you're actually making and what you're making the video about. And I think especially with like people arguing like, oh well, we, you know, maybe with Beauty and the Beast and like period stuff, they're like, why don't you talk about the history that's there and this? And it's like you're kind of just bringing up the fact that it took place a long time ago. You're not thinking about like, why should the story do that? None of these people are making, they're just saying like there's history there because it's at that time, and you're like, that's a dumb argument. Like you're just kind of nitpicking. That's all you're doing.
Well, first of all, I really hate whenever these like videos do nothing. They don't actually review it. They just kind of go through the plot step by step by step.
Yeah,
like it's almost like an abridged version.
Yeah,
which again, Doug Walker appropriated. So
no,
thank you, Doug. Yeah. Thanks, Doug. Hater.
But shit, I had something else, but we started talking about Doug Walker. Fucking Doug Walker.
Well, it comes back to Doug Walker always because he's the one who started all this nonsense. Like, Angry Video Game Nerd, like, didn't do this shit. Like, he just talked about how the game was bad, but Doug like, perpetrated it as, like, something deeper. Like, maybe the movie doesn't have to be good.
Well, with the Angry Video Game Nerd, it made sense. We kind of went through his experience of the game, you know, because it's an interactive thing. So his experience is unique versus Nostalgia.
Anybody can watch a movie.
Right, and then like pick out and then like write a script based off of what they saw, you know, doing little funny quips. The other thing is like CinemaSins. Like CinemaSins is clearly just a parody channel. It's just like a quick, like none of the criticisms are actual criticisms. It's just someone being nitpicky, and that's the joke. That's the whole entertainment. But then people are not seeing that the entire time. They're just kind of like, there's people actually taking that as like gospel, as facts. And for whatever reason, when you have these channels that have like subscriber counts, they get relatively high. People become authority figures, and a lot of these people know nothing.
No, I've noticed that with CinemaSins, because I remember people going like, "Yeah, they brought this up, so this movie sucks now," and I'm like, that's not what they're saying. Even they're just like trying to be like quippy, but I don't think a lot of people like want to sit there and figure that out. You know, they just want to go like, "Oh, it sucks because this." Like most people, when they talk about if a movie's bad or not, I think they just want to latch on to a few things. I don't think they really want to go through like why it was bad. You know, they don't want to articulate it. And I think like I've seen that happen a lot with people, particularly with CinemaSins. I don't think it's CinemaSins' fault, but it sort of has like it's a byproduct, I guess, of that. You know.
Yeah, but CinemaSins also kind of genuinely thinks their channel's film criticism, from what I've heard and read on them, but that's, I guess, you know, kind of beside the point anyway.
No, I mean, I've heard them say that too.
Yeah. So I don't know. Basically, if you want to go review something, have a point, have something to talk about instead of nitpicks, because nitpicks can only get you so far.
Well, maybe like, I don't know, read an actual review. Don't just watch a review.
Read a review from like a film critic. Read a book on filmmaking. Like, go look at the filmmaker's eye to get a good gist of like basic filmmaking or something. That's what I had to do in my school. I read that book and I'm like, oh, I get some of this stuff now. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Of course, you can only get so much with like reading before you can actually put something into practice. You know.
No, I agree, but I think it would help a lot of people if they're like, oh, so like, I should talk about like my actual perspective watching it and not just, you know, some utter nonsense. And that doesn't mean like it really has to connect to the movie. And maybe like it's actually interesting when Lindsay Ellis knows like the history of something, you're like, oh, this is like cool. I didn't think of that, you know. Whereas if you're just, I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. So, anybody got any questions from the chat?
I can't believe that's where we landed when we talked about whether or not Pan's a virgin.
Yeah. I mean, are you shocked though? Are you really that surprised?
Is Pan a virgin? Well, Lindsay Ellis is the best video reviewer.
Also, hey, is that Courage thing real? If Courage is getting a prequel?
Most of the people my animation friends seem like it doesn't sound like it's going to be real.
Huh? Because it was a fake.
What is?
Oh.
There's rumors going around that Courage the Cowardly Dog is getting a prequel series.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not real. I don't think it's necessary since we know where Courage came from and how he met Muriel. So, what the point?
Well, assuming if it's real or not, because I've heard.
I'm saying like rhetorically or hypothetically, like what would the point be, and what it's basically like, what could you add rebooting the Powerpuff Girls? It's the same scenario here. What do you get from telling a prequel for Courage, even though we already know Courage was a baby? Like, we know what happened to him. We know how he wound up on that street. We know Muriel picked him up. We knew he grew up. What is there to add?
Right, and like, what's a Courage the Cowardly Dog series without Muriel and Eustace? Because if it's a prequel series, that means we're just going to be seeing a straight Courage traveling the Midwest. I don't know, like.
Yeah, no, but like there is like I said, I'm pretty sure you know, but there's a prequel episode which is very tightly paced and knit to where Courage went from his parents to meeting Muriel. Like, there's no downtime, and there's no like, oh, Courage could have done something else. It was literally just his parents flew off on a rocket ship to the moon for some reason. Then he wound up in an alley. Then Muriel was like, oh, hey, what up, dog? That's it. So
apparently,
yeah, but
John Dilworth.
Okay, I saw a screenshot of Dilworth talking about it, the creator, and I only saw a screenshot, and I saw someone saying, I don't think this is real, so I didn't actually check to see if it's on the Facebook. So anyone actually saw it on the Facebook?
I'm gonna Google.
I don't know. Like I said, even if John R. Dilworth is involved, I think we need it. I don't want it. I'm good.
I don't know. At first, I was like, do we need continuations? Like Powerpuff Girls ended the way it should have, and I realized, if imagine if we said like, hey, we liked Batman, the '60s Batman cartoon. I mean, '60s Batman TV show. We don't need another series.
Mm-hmm.
Why not do more with the same characters?
Yeah,
they did do those movies, so I guess they sort of.
Yeah.
I don't mind like a continuation for the part, but like, I'm just skeptical. Like, do we need it? Is there any passion in it other than I just want to make it again?
The only person that I googled John Dilworth Courage reboot and a prequel, and so far I got a geeklyrant.com video that cites him saying he took to Facebook to tell the world the news, but the Facebook post has been removed.
Ooh, those are always like those are always interesting because it you don't know what it could mean. It could either just be a simple misunderstanding, or somebody could have faked it, or we don't know. Crazy.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. But, with 90s or all that, Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, they'll probably do something again with Courage and eventually maybe Kids Next Door.
Give us the fucking Galactic Kids. That's the one that the creators wanted, and there's stuff there they could work with. God damn it.
Wait, Sci-Fi Wire. I saw another one. It seems a little bit more realistic on this one, but I haven't got a chance. I'm just skimming through it, looking for stuff.
Give me Galactic. KND, bitches.
I could see them doing that more for streaming, whenever the Warner streaming thing.
Apparently, the potential title is Before Courage, and it's supposed to be airing on Boomerang.
Wow, so they're just killing it from the get-go, huh?
Oh, no. Boomerang streaming, so I guess if it is happening, they would want to attract older audiences for their streaming service.
Uh-oh. Sophie doesn't like to hear that about Courage.
Yeah.
Hey, so...
Shit.
Yeah?
So, Sophie, what do you think about Courage?
Oh, she walked away. I don't think she knows that show.
Jim, God damn it.
Why aren't you teaching your kids proper things?
Oh, well, it can't, Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Do you guys want to get into questions?
Yeah, we should.
Yes, questions.
I thought we were talking about questions.
Were we? I don't know. Fuck it.
I'm pretty sure this was pulled from the thing.
Oh, well, Rojo Bear 24 asks, have you seen the new season of Castlevania, or are there any other cartoon shows on Netflix watching? I saw Castlevania.
Not yet, but there's so much I gotta watch.
I saw season 2, and without spoilers, I thought it was really good. Although the pacing and the balance between the characters they focus on, Team Belmont and then Team Dracula, was very uneven. They focused a lot on Dracula this season, like quite a bit, in his posse, more so than the Belmont team, who were very funny and very, very fun to watch. But yeah, it was still overall very good, but it focuses a lot more on Dracula than it does Trevor, Alucard, and Cypher, I think her name is. Yeah, but it's still good. I really enjoyed it.
Is the animation still good?
The animation is excellent. Even when it's like in the scenes where they don't move that much, the framing is very well done.
That's good.
It's a very well boarded, well animated show, and I really, really loved watching it. Even during its slower moments, I greatly enjoyed it, and I think anybody who likes Castlevania or action should watch it.
Yeah. Oh, so Blue Fire says, question, was Adult Swim Junior a joke, or is that still a thing? That was always just a joke. That's not true.
Maybe. Who knows?
What are your Halloween costumes, if you have one, from person I just lost their name?
Pond in a River.
Also, what is Sophie for Halloween? Oh, I can answer this one. Sophie is David Bowie for Halloween.
Oh, it's cute.
I might get like a Spider-Man mask and have a hoodie. There we go.
I'm going to be a chronically depressed, unemployed man for Halloween.
Sorry.
That's it. That's the joke. All right.
So like I had like a Bowser bra and everything, and I was going to do like a femdommy Bowser. I love femme Bowser, but Bowsette kind of happened. I'm going to be a hipster, so I'm going to be a sexy kitty.
Meow.
Dan, what are you gonna be for Halloween?
Crap, I was gonna dress up as Stephanie, but I gotta find my my hand stockings.
Your hand stockings?
You know, what do you call those? Hand warmers? What do you call those things? The stripy hand things?
Mittens?
Arm warmers?
Arm
I guess
warmers,
so. Whatever
gloves?
Stephanie dresses as, you know.
All right, Izzy, did you pick a question yet?
No.
Go ahead and pick a question.
Okay, that was a person who said, if you could choose a superhero, which superhero would you be? But Izzy can't answer the question because she would choose Static Shock, obviously. The person was Nicksha94.
Why did you say it like that?
Because you started it. You started baby talking me, so I just kind of went with it.
I never baby. What the fuck? No.
I swear, I thought you said, like, you choose one. And I was like, okay, I'll do it.
No. God damn it.
I'm sorry, I picked up on it. I just kind of like ran with it. I thought we were doing a bit.
I'm stuck between like if I was a superhero, between Spider-Man or Cole McGrath from Infamous, because web swinging is cool and also the obvious one, but also Cole McGrath's lightning powers are fucking
Oh god,
sick.
people said they thought I was doing an Asian accent. No, I'm not. No, I'm sorry.
Oh, you fucking racist.
That was a baby accent, you
Wait,
fucking weirdos.
Wait, Nolan, are you gonna wrap yourself with your Spider-Man?
Oh my god damn it. No. Jim? I mean like
not when like other people are around.
God damn it.
Just, like,
No,
by yourself.
ever since I played
Sorry.
Spider-Man for PS4, like swinging around as Spider-Man is fucking cool.
No, I think I would be Spider-Man or like I don't know. I wouldn't mind the Superman powers, but I would try to be a little more, not so American-y representation.
There was a comic where there was a comic where Superman was like, I represent the world now, and everybody was like, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I would just try to be like Superman, but like more chill. I think we could all use that.
Pan, you did you answer the superhero thing?
Crap.
Izzy?
When I was younger, I thought Johnny Storm was so cool from the Fantastic Four movies. And so, yeah, Johnny Storm.
Okay, you virgin.
I could have been Chris Evans. Yeah.
Simple Sketchpad says, Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans. What do you think? It's either going to be just like this, like the Young Justice thing, where they but with the same art style for Teen Titans 03, or it's going to be like, no, that's just what's going to happen. That's going to be it.
Wait, like who's going to win, or who?
No,
or what do you mean?
they announced a special where Teen Titans Go is crossing over with the old show.
But they're not going to fight, right?
No, it's called Versus.
Oh, okay, so they are going to.
Well, that explains that one picture that there was at one of the Comic Cons like 2 years ago.
Yeah, but also like, I feel like it's just going to be the same thing, like as the Young Justice one, where they comment about how people don't take them seriously and they're going to fight, and then maybe it's like, you know what, we may be different, but we're both important and cool, and it's like, wow, thanks guys, and that's it.
Yeah, I'm not expecting much from it.
The movie already did that, so just let it go.
I mean, if it turns out that they're going to use the old animation style for reals and not just like a flash animated recreation, I think I'd be up for it.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming they're going to, because they did that for the movie.
In the movie, okay, in Teen Titans Go to the Movies, the after credits, was that original animation?
I don't 100% know, but I'm willing to bet to say yes, because it wasn't stretched to like match a 4K screen. So,
well, the show was made in 16:9.
Yeah, but like you're still upscaling it, so the quality is gonna, even if you're upscaling.
Yeah, I would think. I thought it was new material. It didn't look like repurposed.
Because I think they did use some clips for when the TV was all staticky. I think some of those were from the show.
Yeah, probably.
I just hope they can get all the voices to do.
Yeah, me too.
Anyway, next question.
Hopefully.
Oh, actually, I think Nolan would be interested in this question. Not maybe the first question, but the other part. Melissa 19999 asks, thoughts on Disney buying Fox? Anastasia is finally going to be a Disney princess.
Yay.
What makes you think I'd be interested in that question?
Because you saw Anastasia on Broadway.
Were you trying to do like a smooth segue for me?
Well, I just thought there'd be something you could talk about. I don't know.
I think he thought that Anastasia is your favorite Disney princess.
She'll be a walk-around character soon enough.
Anastasia is pretty cool idea to have her be Disney princess. I think Disney should have like an extended Disney princess line. Like Jenny Nicholson did a video about this on the Forces of Destiny dolls. Like make like an alternate universe where all the Disney princesses and every single princess they own just hang out, like Leia and Anastasia and
Wreck-It Ralph
and Vanellope, and they're all just like doing shit. Like, haha, we're at a Disney princess boarding school or something. I don't know. Do that.
You know,
Do
there's
that.
enough Disney princesses now that they could do a battle royale game.
Oh my god.
Yay.
Yeah,
Last
that'd be
princess,
amazing.
last princess standing
Like
wins.
recently, like a few weeks ago, Nickelodeon keeps making crossovers. Since we're on the topic of all these crossovers, Nickelodeon keeps making Mario Kart ripoff games with their characters, and it's like, how come they haven't just made a Smash Brothers type game? And I guess the only reason is no one wants to beat up Tommy.
They said in some, I don't remember the news story, but they said like when they're talking about Viacom and particularly Nickelodeon, they wanted to use more of the past properties of Nickelodeon. Like that's a goal of theirs. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did that.
Yeah.
In all actuality.
But it's like, do something other than a kart racing game.
Thanks, Nick, for nothing.
Yeah, but the OKKO thing with the crossover, like, hey, come on, it's time for another Punch Time explosion. Come on, guys, we can do it right this time.
I'd be down for that if it was handled better. Like, I'm really happy that Spider-Man PS4 is a thing because it's also a gateway for Disney to start actually getting like AAA developers to make Disney-oriented games, or at least properties they own.
Biscuit.
Biscuit?
You're getting out. You're getting what was it? Overshadowed by a baby.
Bears?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I mean,
bears. Sophie, are bears cool? Peppa, yeah, that's true. Peppa always
so
wins.
Pan,
Sorry, guys.
first of all, 2 questions. When are you going to add Sophie to the lineup of characters since she appears in almost every episode Gemm's in? And second of all, when are you going to change my hair color to pink?
Oh, wait, isn't it? Oh, shit, yeah,
Isn't
I
it
should change
pink?
that.
Yeah, like you haven't like updated my
If I
thing,
get
and,
around
like, it's
to
been
it,
pink all
I'll draw
year.
everyone in costumes for Halloween.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good transition. Make Izzy have pink hair, and then like, next episode she's just back to kept the pink hair.
Yeah,
Perfect.
You know,
we did it,
Yeah.
gamers. We solved
Yeah.
the problem.
We solved
Sure, yeah.
racism today. We solved world hunger.
Wow.
Yeah. Deku Fuentos
did?
says Metal Gear style Captain America game. Yes, 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 do it. I want it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I've wanted like an Agents of Shield or Captain America style like Metal Gear Solid 5 type game. Like, do it, Disney. Disney, don't fuck me over. Don't fuck me over.
I mean, realistically, they just dumb it down and make like some sort of beat 'em up and try to rip off Arkham or something.
Spider-Man's pretty good. Like, I feel like Disney allowed them a lot of free. Surprisingly.
Hopefully, yeah, because like I'm surprised by the lack of like Avengers video games. You know.
Well, there was
No.
going to be huh?
Oh, for costumes, someone said something about Gem Drive Creech. What if the costumes you draw Gem is a truck and like and Sophie's a little Creech popping out of the hood that's his chest,
Yeah.
like a baby carrier.
I like that.
I'll figure.
That's funny.
Maybe I will draw costumes for the for the thing.
I mean,
Square Enix
someone
Remember
did
that.
There was someone who dressed up as Creech for Halloween.
Oh
if
my
you
God.
recall.
Yay.
Was it
There's a
you,
real picture
Jim?
of that. No, it wasn't. It was like a kid, and there was like pictures online. It was before Monster Trucks came out, so I'm wondering if they saw a preview or they just loved that trailer so much that they had to. But that really happened.
Some people keep mentioning that Square Enix was going to do an Avengers game. That was actually owned by Square Enix, I think, or they might work with them a lot. But it was a Crystal Dynamics Avengers game that got shelved, I think, and that was announced last year. We haven't heard anything from it since. And the Spider-Man is going to be the beginning of a new like video game universe for Marvel. So get ready, kids. Get ready to have video games. A video game universe and a cinematic universe. Oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
Now take the Star Wars license away from EA and give it to somebody who will actually do some justice with it, please.
I would say give it back to Pandemic, but that ain't happening.
Pandemic is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could find some.
Sad.
They could give it to Epic Games to make a Star Wars battle royale. People are going to be fucking mad that I said that, but you know,
Look,
it's possible.
Now that you mention it, now I would love that. Like if it was just like drop like 100 players and there's just X-wings and just like speeder bikes all in the same field, like some sort of
That's
even
basically
bigger
what
Battlefront.
That's basically what Battlefield was. It was just like battle royale style, except you could spawn back in and like it counted down to like 0.
Yeah, well, give us that. Just put all the X-wings from different eras and everything together. Have like characters that weren't even the same lifespan in the same time. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, Sophie.
I want to play as Kylo Ren because I'm an emo twink.
Yeah, like I could like turn the Battlefield, like the old Battlefield format, into a battle royale style game. That'd be sick.
Yeah, boy.
Like you can play as like either the Rebellion or like the Empire.
But sis.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm down for that. I came up with a good idea, Disney.
Someday.
Disney, you don't owe me anything. Just make it happen and give me a free copy. That's it. Any other questions you guys want to answer? Or do you want to just wind this down?
Does anyone care about Big Bird retiring?
I mean, I do, but it's like,
I'm
whatever.
an adult. I don't care about Big Bird.
I will say they actually did kind of a final episode, just didn't make a big deal out of it.
Are they retiring Big Bird himself or just the actor?
Just the actor.
The problem with Big Bird.
Basically, what they did is they had the guy who, because Carol Spinney couldn't do the puppeteering, would only do the voice, and then his understudy has sort of slowly taken over Big Bird. But they did an episode maybe almost a year ago where Lin-Manuel Miranda shows up as a real estate agent and he tries to sell Big Bird on like leaving Sesame Street. And spoilers for this episode, none of you will watch. A Big Bird decides to stay at Sesame Street, and like literally everyone at Sesame Street shows up and is like, "No, we love you, Big Bird," and all this stuff. And to me, when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, Carol Spinney, like this is the end. This is the final episode." And after that, they stopped in regular episodes having Big Bird voiced by Carol Spinney. So I think it was kind of like already over, but they officially announced it recently. So it's been that way since I now regularly watch Sesame Street. I know that it's been voiced by someone else for a little bit now. So, but I think he's going to do specials in certain movies and things. He'll just do the voice, but it sounds like he's pretty much done. And I don't think he'll be in the movie if that happens.
Okay.
So so they just have another person voicing him. Why would they bring back an old voice actor if they have a replacement already?
I think just for like, there's going to be anniversary stuff, and just because it sounded like even in the retirement, there are a couple specials they're planning that they still want him to do, but they would switch on and off. So I don't know their logic to it. It would make more sense to just say you're gone and now there's the new guy. But Big Bird isn't the main focus of the show anymore. It's more Elmo, Abby, and stuff. So Big Bird's like not. When we watched Sesame Street, Big Bird was more of a centerpiece, but Elmo's taken over. So it's not when we hear that, we're like, oh my God, what's the show going to be? But when kids hear that, they're like, I don't know. He's like the third character once removed at this point. So, he's still important. But
does Sophie still love the Elmo doll I got her? Good.
Oh, yes. She used the blanket and all that stuff. So.
Sweet. Yeah. So is that all for the Pizza Party Podcast Halloween special?
Wait, guys. Guys, I'm getting a note. I'm getting a note from our producer. It says, due to Pan being an insensitive stereotype, we're going to have to remove him from the show.
Oh, man.
Due next episode, we will schedule Nick Nocturne to be his replacement. Oh.
Yay.
Okay.
He has a smooth voice. So.
I'm down for this reboot.
Okay, well, due to the problem with Pan Pizza, we regret to inform you about this change, and we hope you can continue producing the show under normal circumstances. Sincerely,
we're going full season 9.
Okay, well,
season 9 of Scrubs.
So Pan is gone, unfortunately. He had to be replaced, and we hope next time you look forward to the show, you will get Nick Nocturne instead hosting, I guess. Oh, he's not responding. He's getting in character, everybody. So that's all for the Pizza Party Podcast, and that was the problem with Pan Pizza. I'm Nolan.
I was Jim.
I was Izzy.
I'm Pan. Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.